Hi, I'm Steph with SacGeeks.com. Today I'm here with Frank Zanca, who's here to talk about his new online TV station. Thanks for joining us, Frank.
Absolutely. Hi, Sacramento.
First off, why don't you tell us briefly about who you are and why you're here in Sacramento?
Well, again, my name is Frank Zanca. I created StayTunedTV.net to showcase independent shows, for the most part.
As you know, my group is Sac Geeks. Our mission is to share events that fans of science fiction, fantasy, and technology would enjoy in Sacramento. How would your site fit in with that mission?
Well, I'm a sci-fi fantasy geek myself. I go to Comic-Con every year, and I originally started out writing in comics. And I created a character called Shadow Raven back in '95 and released the comic internationally. And that was one of the first shows we put up. And now we have Trey Stokes' Pink 5 going to be airing next week, and Greatest American Hero.
I used to watch that when I was a kid. So what makes StayTunedTV.net different from YouTube or Hulu?
Well, I definitely wanted to stay away from the YouTube type, here's Johnny in the backyard playing with the dog. And as far as Hulu's concerned, it's ABC, Fox, and NBC all joined together, so there's a lot of high-end shows on there. So I wanted to be in the middle. I wanted to showcase independent filmmakers and basically have them become the stars of the site.
So in other words, less random crap than YouTube, but a little more open than Hulu.
Absolutely.
So how did the idea for the site come about?
Well, during the writer's strike, I ended up writing a comedy for a friend of mine. And when we started to produce, since it was the strike, we put an ad out on Craigslist looking for a crew. And we ended up getting an amazing crew, including the makeup guy from House. And then I got an email from Tim Ryder, who's my producing partner, who's a producer of That 70s Show and Third Rock, asking to come aboard, and that's when I first met him. So that's how the site came about. We produced something and said, let's actually put up a site ourselves.
And what are some of the benefits to signing up and using your site, becoming a member with your site?
Well, once you're a member of Stay Tuned, you obviously can make your comments and rate the shows. And then on top of that, we also have an awards section we just put up where you can vote for your favorite actor, actress, and eventually what I'm going to do is create our own little awards ceremony.
Is there a fee for signing up and using your site?
No, I basically want to keep it free for all the guests that come to the site, and make it like a regular TV station where it's promoted by the advertisers.
And what new features do you have planned in the future for your site?
Well, we're creating a community for everybody to be able to email back and forth and maybe give suggestions to the filmmakers. And then we're actually planning right now, we just had a successful beta test for bringing the videos to cell phones. So that will be one of the first sites to do that outside of YouTube.
And how can people in Sacramento in particular take part?
Well, we actually have a bunch of different contests we're running right now. We have a $500 contest for the most viewed show, and we are actually looking for the best actor and actress outside of LA. So if you are an actor and actress out there, please send in your headshot and some kind of videotape that you make for yourself, and a resume if you have one, and then we'll be choosing the best male and female, and then we'll actually fly you into LA and do an entire shoot with you for a day, which will become your reel, and we'll promote it on Stay Tuned.
And how do they submit this to the contest? How do they participate?
Just email me through the site. There's a contact page on the site, and all of the email addresses all go to me. So, and I'll just, if you're missing something or whatever, I'll also confirm that we got it, and go from there. And good luck to everybody.
Cool, very cool. Sounds very exciting. So what are some of the other projects that you're promoting or developing right now?
Well, we just finished two more shows. which we're going to be showing within the next couple of weeks. The first one is Just the Three of Us, which is a sitcom about a girl that dates two guys as a team. And we just finished Greatest American Hero, which is from the 80s television show, and thanks to Steve Cannell and Michael Dubelko, they allowed us to use the full theme song and everything else as long as we kept it on the web. So we're very excited about that. It turned out really well.
And you mentioned you have a Twitter page too?
Yep, at staytuned-net. So look us up on there, and it always tells you when the new episodes are going up and what to look out for.
So I was interested to hear that you were remaking episodes of The Greatest American Hero. I remember watching Greatest American Hero as a kid. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I loved the show growing up, and I saw everybody doing Star Wars and Star Trek and all these other fan films. So one of the actors I worked with Sunset Stand Up actually kind of looks like the guy, and he does physical humor very, very well. So I said, why don't you play Ralph Hinckley? And he was all into it. So I had to get. I was having lunch with Bill Catt, and he had just released his comic book, The Greatest American Hero comic book, and I talked to him about doing a webisode series and asked him if Stephen Cannell would care, and he said, "Oh yeah, I don't think he really would. It's basically free publicity." But lo and behold, I got Mitch Yapko to direct, and he's an excellent director, and we started putting things out on the web looking for actors. And instead of putting it up as a webisode series, he put it up as a pilot. So all of a sudden we got a call from Michael Dubelko, which is the partner of Stephen Cannell, and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "We're making Greatest American Hero." He's like, "Yeah, you can't do that." So I said, "Look, we're just helping. We're not going to make any money on it, and we just kind of want to do it for fun." And so he proposed it to Steve Cannell, and then they greenlit us just purely to put it up on the web. And we went to work on it, and we ended up getting a tremendous cast. We got Don Stark from That 70s Show, who played Donna's father, and we ended up getting Dwayne Daniels from Veronica Mars, who played the principal. And they're just great actors, and they came just to do it for the love of it. And because the Bill Maxwell character was very, very hard to cast, because you needed somebody with that inflection and had that kind of smart alecky sense of humor and the whole bit. And we're actually giving Ralph a sidekick in this one, which is really, I don't want to give too much away, but the suit ends up cloning itself. And so now we're even more trouble than we were before. So, but we're really excited about it, and it's going to launch in a couple of weeks. And of course, the little opening sequence with the song is already up, if you want to check that out.
So, and you mentioned that it's going to be kind of more of a comedic version. I mean, I know it's already a comedic show, but tell us a little more about that.
Well, we wanted to go just even a little bit more comedic than the show did. So I ended up giving him a sidekick that's a cheerleader, and she actually adds to the comedy because she's the bubbly version of I guess from Heroes, Claire. So it's going to be lots of fun, and we actually did a whole sequence in there that's action based, and we only shot it in 2 days. So we shot a half hour in 2 days, which is very, very hard to do. So we're shooting another thing with Mitch, who's directing another show that I'm doing. And he's like, "Oh, I'm only shooting 7 pages a day here when I was shooting 12 before. Can I add some explosions in? I'm going to be bored." So again, check it out. It's going to be, I'm very proud of it. I think it came out really, really nicely.
What are you using for your special effects?
After Effects for the most part. Alan Ruckert, who actually did is acting in it, edited also, and he did all the special effects for it, and he did just an amazing job. We have super speed. The flying just looks just as cheesy as it did on the air. But he did hypersonic speed in the air, so which came out real nice. And then when the suit morphs itself, I had another friend of mine actually do the morphing effect, and he added lighting, Alan added lighting effects in there, so it looks pretty good.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing it. Now, where do I go to see it again?
StayTunedTV.net, and just go into the comedy section, and you'll see Greatest American Hero there.
Well, thank you for talking with us today, Frank, and thank you for joining us.